Morning all. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm guessing. Been on the road for probably 3 hours to get where I'm at. Right now, we're at the high point on the trip in to where I want to go. I'm guessing 6,200 feet, maybe 64. We might have to go up a couple hundred feet more here and there getting in, but this is basically, if you can get here, you can make it. And I have not seen one bit of snow all the way in. Now, I stopped at the top here because, number one, I want to let you know what's going on. Number two, I want to take a few shots with the drone. I brought it along today. And today's plan is there's a creek I want to take a look at. And there's an old digging site, tailings pit, digging site, more of a digging site than a tailings pit. But I want to go up there and do a little treasure hunting, see if we can find any coins, any old bottles and such. And then on the way out, I want to stop at the creek and see if we can pick up a piece of gold or two. But I ran into a small problem. And this is a problem I've pretty much had my whole life. I just found a piece of old glass. Now I'm going to have to get out the detector and do a little look in here, which wasn't part of the plan, but if I don't, it'll drive me crazy. So I'm going to grab the detector, spend a few minutes looking around. If I find anything good, I'll be sure to let you in on it. If not, we're going to jump in the truck and head on up the road. Okay, let's go. I've been messing around here for, I don't know, maybe half hour, and I found a couple of whole unsmashed cans, which is a really good sign. I found two of them. This one looks like it may still have a label on the bottom, so I'm going to take this one home and clean it up. Several pieces of glass, a lot of square nails. Looks like a really good site to spend a little time on. Problem is, I want to get up the hill, so we're going to mark this spot, put a little X on the map, and we'll head on up, check that area out, and if it doesn't pan out, we're heading right back here and do a little more looking here. Okay, let's pack up and head up the river, up the road. Well, this is as far as we can go, and we're still about, I'm guessing 5 to 7 miles short of where I wanted to get, but this hill's just a little too wet and my truck flat will not make it up it, and I really don't want to tear the road up trying. So we're going to park here, and I don't know, it's maybe, I'm hoping no more than a half-mile walk to a little creek I want to take a look at. And I'm just curious on this creek to see if it's got any gold. And so we're going to hike on in and check that out, do a little bit of panning. And who knows what, depending on what we find, we may stay there, or we may pack up and head back down to where we were earlier and check that area out a little bit more. Plus there's a pretty big tailings on the other side of the hill from where I was, and I kind of like to go take a look at it. So let's grab our gear and head on up, see if we can find this little creek. That was a little further than I was wanting to hike, but we did make it. I don't know if you can see behind me, but we did make it to the creek. And it's actually a little larger than I thought it was going to be. So what do you say we hike down there and do a little scratching, see if even if there's any gold in this creek. I'm guessing there is, because it looks like this area has been worked pretty good, actually. So let's go take a look. You can see behind me, this is kind of a nice little creek. It's a little tougher to get down to than I thought it was going to be. It's real brushy in here. Although right here, there's some bedrock sticking out of the bank. So we're going to take a couple samples out of there and just see if there's any gold in here. I'm pretty sure there is, because there's piles of rocks all over the place. So they definitely worked this creek. I've done 3 pans now, and I've found gold in every pan. It's real fine gold, but there is gold. Let me show you the accumulation of what I found, and boy, I'll tell you what, there is a lot of black sand in this creek. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, you can see right across the top here, we got quite a bit of really fine gold. Well, I'm going to clean this up with the snuffer bottle, and then we're going to head back to the truck. I want to go down and take a look at that other pit. Now it's already getting close to 1 o'clock. It takes so long to get up here that I don't get much time up here. Now we're going to spend, the whole day up till it almost gets dark. But I want to hit as many spots as we can. So we know there's gold in this creek, and you can tell that by looking at the hillside here. They worked this creek pretty hard. Now, when I get home, I'll do a little more research and see if it was just all fine gold or if they found anything of any size in this creek. First thing I got to do is figure out what this creek was called, because I have no idea the name of this creek. Okay, back to the truck. Well, that was quite a hike back to the truck. I thought it was fairly level going out, but come to find out it was slightly downhill, and it was all uphill coming back. Well, it is now 1:30, so I'm going to eat some lunch because I'm flat starved. So it's a beautiful spot right here, so I'm going to have lunch right here. Then we're going to head on down the road, and I think we're just going to kind of stop and check stuff that sparks our interest on the way out, and eventually we'll get back to that spot we were at first, and if we've got time, we'll do a little digging there. Okay, lunchtime. We are now in a tailings pit, and I've been metal detecting, I don't know, maybe half hour or so, and I got quite a collection of nails and such, but not much in the way of gold. Now I'm gonna do a little more detecting out over here. Let me show you. Now here's kind of what the pit looks like. Now, I've been staying off of the rocks because I've got the TDI, and it likes to be hooked to the ground. So we're going to work some of this area, the high points that are covered with dirt, and see if we can turn up. Looks like we got us a nice little square nail. We'll throw it in with the rest. Well, been detecting for a good hour and a half now, and I finally got one piece of gold. Not real big. Let me show you here. I don't know how well that's showing it. Not a lot, but we're not going home empty-handed. Okay, well, we got a couple more hours, so I found this in the red dirt, so I'm going to stay in the red dirt and see if I can turn up another one. Well, my pockets are completely full of everything but gold. And I've given my fair share of blood today. I did find an old gold pan, but it's not so good. Well, I think my off is wearing off because I got mosquitoes on me, something fierce. So I think we're going to pack up, head back up towards the truck, and get something cold to drink, and maybe look around there a little bit. We'll decide that once we get up there, but I manage as usual to wander quite a ways from the truck, so let's head back in that direction. And if you need a pan, I'm going to lay it right here by this tree. Okay, I was heading back towards the truck, and I got a target and started digging it, and it looks like it's copper. I'm not sure what it is, but it's pretty good size, so I'm going to dig that up and see what we got. Well, back at the truck, and I tell you what, this chunk of copper was deep. I'm not sure if it was the bottom of a container or a pan or what it was. It has iron around the edge that's pretty much rotted away. So I'm not really sure what this was, but it's a big old hunk of copper. A couple other targets I found that I forgot to show you is an old padlock and a lock shoe. When we get home, we'll get these cleaned up. I looked, but I couldn't find a key for the lock, so we won't be able to open it. And we got miscellaneous lead and little strips of copper and things like that. I do have a couple of pieces of cemented gravel here that I'm getting a good target on. I don't know if it's just the conglomerate is hot and it's reading, or if there's a piece of gold in there. We'll have to wait till we get home and we'll bust that up, see if there's any gold in that. But right now, I'm going to grab a drink out of the ice box. I'm going to pack up all this stuff. And it's, I'm guessing 6 o'clock. So we got to get out of here. And the mosquitoes are eating me alive. So I will see you at the house. And I'm willing to bet you it's going to be in the morning. Okay. Well, it's bright and early in the morning, and I did get a chance to get that gold cleaned up. So before we get into anything else, let's throw that on the scale and see how we did. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is weigh a little picker. That is 0.63 grams. Okay, now our finds we got out of the little creek. That is 0.16 grams. Okay. And there's both of them together. And I threw a penny in there so you can get an idea of the size. Now, that chunk of conglomerate, when I was cleaning the gold up, I took it and smacked it with a hammer, and I was just going to pan it out, see if there's anything in it. And I ended up finding a little piece here, and it's still in the conglomerate. So I'm planning on keeping it like this, because it's kind of unique. So I'll show you that right now. Okay, hopefully this will show it. You can see the piece runs right through here. Let me put the piece that we found earlier alongside it to give you an idea of size, and it's roughly the same size but just a little bit bigger. Now that big hunk of copper we dug up right there at the end, I'm kind of intrigued on it. And my plan on it is I'm going to take that to the shop and see if I can work it back out to sort of its original condition, and see if I can get an idea what that used to be. And then our lock here, I was going to go ahead and give this a quick cleaning, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to save this for a video on how to clean these using electrolysis. And I thought, well, that'll be a good chance to clean this lock up and show you guys how I clean these iron objects up. Well, right now I got 1 day cut out next weekend to head back up there. I want to do a little more work in the hydraulic pit. And then I'm thinking after that we're going to head down to the creek, because the water should be getting down low enough that we can start working the creek pretty good, and hopefully jump in the creek and do a little bit of sniping. Now, if you enjoyed the video and you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are a subscriber, thank you guys for supporting my channel, because without you, there wouldn't be much point to this. So right now, I got a million things to get done, so I'm out of here. You have a wonderful day. Oh, I almost forgot. Our can, I did get that label cleaned off, or what I thought was a label. Let me show you this. Okay, you can see here that this is just a plate that's been soldered on top of the can. So I'm assuming this is how they filled the can. Then they soldered this up to close it up. I checked, there's no writing or anything on here. I thought maybe it might have been a label, but no, I don't think so. Well, my curiosity got the better of me. I decided to go ahead and clean this out, open it up a little bit so I can see why they soldered that plate on top, and let me show you that. Okay, you can see here there was definitely a round hole in that can before they soldered that lid on top. Okay, well, got that question answered. Now, I'm going to get to work. So, Once again, you have a wonderful day.